Hello. Tried to put a little more light so you can see my face and I'm not someone scary in the dark. This video is to walk you through the syllabus. So you can find the syllabus in the first module, important stuff. There's the syllabus, there's the calendar, and that's what we're going to go through today, or in this video. Okay, first and most important, here is my email. So I'm not on campus this summer. I check email all the time, and if you want more of a face-to-face, we can always Zoom. It's a free application through UC Denver. We just figure out a time, I set up a meeting, you join, we talk, kind of like Skype. But email me questions whenever you have them, or like I said, you can post them on discussion pages for the course. So this course is all about viruses. I do teach a different course called Medical Microbiology, which is about all the other microbes, not viruses. So I talked in the intro kind of about the course setup. The first 2 weeks we're going to cover basics about viruses. You're going to be working on a specific virus, making a wiki information page along with your classmates, and so we will have resources on 13 different viruses by the second week of class. Next, we're going to work on primary literature, which means research papers. So I've picked out 4 different research papers for us to discuss. And let's just talk about those assignments. So please, please, please read through the syllabus. Syllabus is the contract between you and me. But I don't think at the 4,000 level I need to go through all the details. But of course, I want you to understand what you're getting into for 8 weeks and what your assignments look like. Okay, so on the 3rd page of the syllabus, here is how you are graded. So wiki homeworks 1, 2, and 3 are worth a total of 16%. Journal article write-ups are something you're going to do prior to our group discussions. Class participation is your group discussion points. And news and views write-ups is the paper that you write after our discussion. You do have a final review paper where you are finding primary literature and writing kind of like a news on views on steroids. So you're going to practice writing this type of paper, a smaller version, throughout the semester. And then the final review paper, I don't know why I call it review, but final virology paper is where you go find literature on your own. So these will be individual papers, and you kind of write this big news and views talking about current research on a specific virus. Here's your extra credit. It's on your to-do list for the first week. Get it in by Wednesday. Super simple, just a quick way for me to get to know you, your classmates to get to know you. Grading scale, they are now making us give C-, B-, A- grades. So check out the grading scale and understand that I don't round. I'm giving you a full 2% onto your grade at the end of the semester, so that should help anyone who was borderline by the points they earned. Assignments will all be turned in through Canvas. I try to remember to write these as submission links. So let's go see if I did this. Okay, so let me just add this at the bottom here. So the Wiki Homework 3, let me just change it while I'm talking to you. Submission link, this is something you're writing up separate from your wiki pages. There'll be a submission link here, so you'll click on that, and so there'll be submission links for the journal article write-ups and for the news and views and for your final paper. And and I think I have to see this as a student. It's really frustrating because I see things differently than you all do. So let's pretend I'm a student. And those of you who know me know I have just super issues with technology, but we will survive. Oh, so here on the, oops, just disappeared. So here we go, Wiki Homework 3. So this document is your assignment. Here is where you submit it. So you write it up, you save it as a Word document or a PDF, and you click on Submit the Assignment, and you will upload a file. And you have to check that this assignment, we'll talk about plagiarism in a minute, is your own. The nice thing that Canvas does is it has a course calendar. So if you're teachers, if you're taking multiple classes, you can click on that calendar and it will tell you everything that's due for those classes if they are putting due dates in. And here you go. Introduce yourself. Wiki Homework 1 and 2. It's telling you what's coming up. Journal article write-ups, just some of the assignments that I've gotten put together. So I try to write out detailed information. If you're not sure of assignment expectation, please let me know. So we've talked a little bit about the wiki on the first video, and there's again more information in the wiki module. Journal article write-ups is, as it says, to prepare you for group discussions. So if you go back to modules, you will see journal article write-up assignment. And so I've posted information on how to do a journal article write-up. And I want you to follow this exact format. So you're going to have 3 sections. A is talking about the paper in general. B is analyzing every figure and table. And C is writing down 3 additional questions you have. This is to prepare you for discussing the journal article. And I think what I'll do, instead of throwing all this information at you, is I will make another video explaining kind of how this all works. You're going to be in groups of 4 and working on discussing the paper, helping each other understand it. That's where your class participation comes in. I'm really trying to give you clear expectations on class participation. That information is also in the first module. So group article or journal article group discussion expectations tells you what I'm expecting from your journal article write-ups. How to write a news and views. Let's go into this a little bit later, but this is kind of your summary paper of one of the takeaways from the journal article we're reading. I put a little blurb here, a quick way to access primary literature from home, so you don't have to be logged onto Canvas, and don't pay for a journal article. If you ever run into issues getting an article you're interested in, you can always send me an email. I can help you with that. So the next part of the syllabus discusses the news and views assignments, and like I said, I'm going to make an additional video because if this was a face-to-face class, we'd be discussing it in class. Then there's information about your, I need to keep it, Virology research paper. I think I called it a review paper earlier, but it's your final paper and deadlines. Please read through the general course information about religious observances, regrades, academic integrity. Let's just take a second and talk about this. Because even at the 4,000 level, I have had students plagiarize. And it's my biggest pet peeve. I am not asking you to write anything that you cannot write in your own words. There is nothing from the scientific articles that we read that you need to copy. There is nothing from the outside resources that you read that you need to copy word for word, or even just changing a few words when you do your wiki. Everything should be in your own words. That shows me you're understanding the information. I have a 2-strike rule. The first time you are caught with an ethics violation such as plagiarism, and plagiarism is not just giving someone credit. So it's not just putting a reference at the end. It's rewriting it in your own words. It's not changing a few words. Please, please, please don't do this. We have a program. All of your assignments will go through Turnitin, which scans and gives me a like plagiarism detection report. Now, for us, a lot of it will be, you might have 20% come back because of all the resources, the references you use. That's fine. I look at every single one, even if it's 2%, and check to make sure you're not copying and kind of just changing a few words. The beauty of Turnitin with Canvas is that if you get your work in early, it usually takes Canvas an hour or so to scan through the Turnitin, and it will give you a feedback. It will give you a little flag on when you look at grades, and the color of the flag, if it goes up to red, that means there's a lot of plagiarism. You can always look at that and go, oh, yeah, I kind of copied it a little too much, and go back and fix it and resubmit. Okay, I will grade the final paper that's turned in by the due date. So please don't copy. And if you've made that mistake of copying, fix it before I grade it. Now, it is also going to sometimes find weird little terms. I was trying to remember what we had, but like in cell biology, microtubules are made of tubulin, and it highlights everybody's. Well, how else are you supposed to say that? So for things like that, I don't worry about it. It's when people have a sentence or two that looks like it's been pretty much lifted and maybe they've added an and or taken out a word here or there. That's where I get concerned with regards to plagiarism. So I mentioned I have a 2-strike rule. First time, you get a 0 on that assignment. If it is a group project, the entire group will get a 0 on that assignment. Second time, and you will be given a warning, I will let you know that you've been charged with plagiarism. Second time, you automatically get an F in the class and you're reported to CLA Ethics. Please don't do it. There is nothing you need to say that needs to be copied. I am not a good writer. I don't expect you guys to be brilliant scientific writers. I expect you to have decent grammar and spelling and to use terms accurately and express yourself in a concise scientific manner. You're going to see that all your assignments have word limits because I don't want to read novels from all of you. There's nothing you need to copy. So please, please, please don't. We don't quote in scientific writing. There's nothing that any of these researchers say that you need to quote. If you need more information on academic dishonesty, please go to these links. If you have accommodations from DRS, I need to know ASAP. I can't extend deadlines for group discussions or any kind of group work. And you have all of your due dates and most of the assignments up, so I don't expect to need extensions. The semester is just too short for you to get behind. Campus closure, we don't need to really worry about that. Please make sure you have reliable internet. Please make sure you probably write things in Word or Google Docs and then upload them to Canvas. Is nothing sadder than losing information because your computer crashes. Incomplete grade policy, grievance policy, blah, blah, blah is all there. This is, our plan for our short 8 weeks together. Due dates, kind of color-coded. Green is our intro. Yellow is our journal articles and discussions and news and views. And then we finish off with our individual research papers, which is the virology review paper, which is the virology research paper. I don't know why I've called it 3 different things. I think that is all. I'm going to create, I think I've created, let's see, on discussions. You have your introduce yourself and questions about the class syllabus, how do I, blah, blah, blah. Just go ahead and post them there. I'll always be checking these and answering them. And like I said, general questions like that about the class, it's easier if you just ask there, and then I can post it and everybody in the class gets that information instead of me doing this individually multiple times. Okay, I think that's it for now. I will see you later.